Dirt's an intense record. Material that that we were writing at that time was pretty gnarly, you know. That's a hard record, you know. It's really pretty too, and it's a good mix of both. And I think that's kind of with the equation of the band, you know, is a mix of like the harder, heavier, uglier stuff with the pretty beautiful fucking, you know, sound. So we came to LA to record Dirt, and we moved into Jordan's studio, and that was right about the time that the cops were on trial for the, you know, beating of Rodney King. And we were all kind of watching the trial intently because, you know, we knew, we had a feeling of which way it was going to go, and it wasn't going to be good for the black community at all, or Rodney King, and these guys were going to get off. If they did get off, it was going to be apocalyptic, you know. That's what we were all talking about it and thinking about it. And sure as shit, man, when that verdict came down and those cops got off, within minutes, you know, the town started erupting, you know, and we started seeing fires, and we started seeing people get pulled out of cars, like on TV. And this is like the first load-in day of, like, you know, first or second day, right at the very beginning of the recording process. And we're like, man, we got to get the fuck out of here. You know, we were like kind of like in the valley over on Lancashire, and we were staying at the Oakwoods, which was out in Venice. So we had to go get to either leave right there with what we have, or go home and grab a few clothes and get out of town for a bit, because the city was quickly devolving into a really dangerous place to be, and you know, people were rightly pissed off, you know, but I remember us making that kind of conscious call, and we were hanging out with Tom Araya, you know, and we're like, what do we do? And I think somebody came up with the idea, let's go out to Joshua Tree in the desert until things cool down. So we're like, okay. So we picked a place to meet, and I think we rented a couple of Volvos or whatever, and we basically were getting from North Hollywood to Venice to the Oakwoods to get like our clothes and some money and some stuff and try to get out of town was a battle, man. I remember us, like, you know, I remember the streets being, you know, full of people running around, buildings on fire. We stopped for gas, and people were just coming in and just taking shit, you know, people were going into stores, taking stuff, glass being broke, fights getting started, not trying to look anybody in the eye too much, and just try to get your gas, get some water, get some food, and get the fuck out, you know. But that's how that record started, you know. And then we went out to Joshua Tree and, you know, dropped acid, and I think Tom had a couple of dry peyote tabs I think we took out there, hung out for like 4 or 5 days, but that was the beginning of Dirt.